Hello people, welcome back to another episode with the Red Blood Brothers. Mo and TJ with you here. The whole gang is reunited. Julian Ward, it was announced that Julian Ward's going to be back in the position that he once held at Liverpool. He's going to be the technical director, isn't he?
Mate, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Michael Edwards, Julian Ward.
Yes.
The new Portuguese scouting, I forgot his name.
The Benfica guy.
Yeah. The whole gang is back. It's I don't know, man. It's crazy what's happened at Liverpool now.
Yeah, it's things. It's definitely something to look forward to. The whole structure's in place. We're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about, our game away at Aston Villa, despite the fact that, let's be honest, it's meaningless. But we'll touch on that. So, yeah, guys, please like, subscribe. Anything that you disagree with that we're going to say, please leave your opinion in the comment section. We would love to engage with you guys regarding your opinions on what you think is best for the club. But without further ado, let's get into it, man. So, TJ, man like Julian Ward.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Yeah, it's crazy to see how things are falling back into place after Jurgen Klopp is leaving. Right, so many sort of theories come into your head in question marks as the issues that were at Liverpool in the transfer windows after our structure completely, to be honest, collapsed, and we had people like Jörg Schmadtke coming in who were really brought in by Klopp. So all of this is painting a picture, and that picture is saying these guys left because of Klopp.
And I think it's correct.
And these guys are coming back because Klopp is leaving. That is certain.
Yeah.
Now,
Definitely.
I don't know where to start because there's so many things you could talk about. There's so many theories you could try and sort of mention. For example, was Klopp forced out? Was it a unanimous decision? There's so many things you could dive into. But firstly, let's just look at the structure now with Michael Edwards back as CEO, but now Julian Ward coming in as a technical director for FSG, not Liverpool. And what are the implications for this?
Yeah.
And this is where it points towards a multi-club model.
Yeah, I agree with that. But, I mean, I'm quite concerned with that now. I think we spoke about it briefly. We touched on it the other day. Because, for example, the only way that, what's his name, Michael Edwards, agreed to return was that if he oversaw
all football operations.
So is he, whereas before he was sporting director for Liverpool Football Club, so his sole focus was Liverpool, the team, the structure of the team, the development of the team, scouting, bringing in new talent. But now that him and Julian Ward, obviously it's great to have them back. Don't get
obviously we have Richard Hughes as sporting director. For Liverpool.
Exactly. So don't get it twisted. I'm absolutely delighted to have them back. But do you not think that because they're going to be focused on all the other facets within FSG, I'm not saying they're going to neglect Liverpool, but would they be as focused as building Liverpool into the successful model that it once was?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, that's the whole reason they're back. They're not directly employed by Liverpool, but Liverpool is owned by FSG. And if Michael Edwards is the CEO of all football operations for FSG, what's the biggest football operation?
And the biggest
revenue generator?
Exactly, revenue generator. Liverpool.
So it's completely fine. It's just different titles and the way they've sort of structured it this time. But what it also indicates is that there is going to be a multi-club model. Something that City do, something that other teams in Europe do as well. And what this means is basically, in essence, you're in a way buying another small club. I'm not an expert at this. Maybe if someone knows about it, you could correct me. But where you buy a small club and you develop the talent there and you allow them to get experience in top leagues in Europe, and eventually they come to Liverpool.
Oh, really? I never knew that.
Yeah, so it's like a feeder club. And this is what Man City do, and this is what other teams in Europe do that have made them successful.
What other clubs do Man City own? The smaller clubs that then,
I don't know.
That develop players to then go and play for City.
I don't know. You need to research about from a broad perspective. That's how it works.
Okay.
Now people start having sort of ethical issues with that, and moral issues we're using other clubs just to feed the main club, which is Liverpool. But
it's not like that. I don't think
You
so.
know what? It's just the way the times are.
Bro, if you go to
and no one's done anything to prevent it.
And if you go to any small club and present them with the opportunity to potentially play for Liverpool one day, one of the biggest clubs in the world, or any massive club in Europe, do you think they're going to turn that down?
Yeah, exactly.
So, nah, man.
So I think this is what's going to happen. Liverpool will acquire a few small clubs across Europe. I'm here in Portugal.
Yeah.
From like, you know, articles and some ITKs on Twitter, but a feeder Portugal club, Portuguese club, sorry.
Yeah.
And look, essentially, this is how everything is moving. This is how all the top teams are doing it. This is how Manchester City are doing it. And look at how successful they've been.
Yeah.
So what are they going to get left behind, or we have to do that as well?
I think that.
And there's no one better to come in and run football operations like that, which requires data, analytics, smart decisions, than Michael Edwards, Julian Ward, and Richard Hughes, who's basically, you know, completely backed by Michael Edwards.
Exactly.
And this is where the excitement comes in, man.
No, I agree, man. Like we've definitely got something to look forward to. Like you said, when it comes to you know, orchestrating such an operation and you know, being able to run things efficiently, to make sure that, you know, there's always fresh, talented players coming into the squad and identifying these talented players. There's no better than that trio, so I'm absolutely delighted, and it makes.
Look how much Michael Edwards was sought after by Europe's top clubs when he left Liverpool. Even Julian Ward.
You took the words out of my mouth. Literally, he was sought after by some of the biggest clubs. So the fact that he's back in makes me absolutely delighted. But with that said, you can have a fantastic director of football. You can have a fantastic CEO of footballing operations. You can have everything in place, you know, but behind closed doors. But ultimately, the manager still has to, you know, live up to his responsibility also. So I pray that Arne Slot is the guy to take us where we need to be.
You know what? With this structure, you don't need to have a world class manager, manager.
But look at Pep. Pep's the greatest manager, one of the greatest managers of all time.
With this structure, if you have an efficient football operation whereby you're getting talent in at the right price, let's say, like, you know, Liverpool like that 30, 40, 50 million mark. That's our sort of, let's say, sweet spot.
Yeah.
If you're getting talent in at that age, and the background's gone now, skirt. There it is. All right. If you're getting talent in at that age and at that price range, and you're continuously replenishing the squad and really making a football operation efficient and successful, you don't need a generational manager like Pep Guardiola or Jurgen Klopp. You need a top coach.
No, of course.
A top coach would be enough, as long as you have the structure in place behind the scenes, as long as everything is running smoothly. A top coach would
suffice.
That'll be enough for you to be successful.
No, you know what? I agree.
And a clear example of this is, for example, I don't know, because there's a few clubs that have this sort of model where they...
You can say Arteta.
Yeah. I don't know if Arsenal have that multi-club model or those sort of football operations, but
he came in as a head coach.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, Arteta wasn't established. He was known for his tenure working alongside Pep Guardiola.
Yeah.
So, obviously, he came in and inherited a terrible Arsenal squad. And, you know, bit by bit, he got the team to elevate. They improved, and now they're challenging for the league. Now, obviously, Arne Slot is not going to inherit an absolutely dead squad. The foundations are there. But ultimately, like I said, man, he needs to be able to coach new players that come in and bring the best out of them.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that, you know, he has to prove. Because, like I said, man, you can have a fantastic backroom operation, but... You know, if you've got a clueless head coach or manager, it's not going to end well. It's not going to end well.
But that's the thing with them in power. They're not going to bring in someone clueless, right?
Yeah.
They're going to make this a purely...
I'm sure they've seen something in Slot.
Evidence-based decision. So I believe I'm confident in them appointing Arne Slot. I'm confident in them coming back. But what do you think of, like, Michael Edwards really having all that power now? Like, it's sort of the Michael Edwards. It's the Michael Edwards era now. The Michael Edwards job. What do you think? Is that something that worries you?
No, it doesn't. I think he was hard done by during the KLOPP years, and the reason why I say that is I don't think he was given enough credit that he, you know, undoubtedly deserves.
Yeah.
That man.
How comes?
That man was you can say all of the top players that are absolutely world class and are considered to be, that were the best in the world, and some of them still are. At this point in time, all of them were brought in by Edwards, right?
Yeah.
So
Alisson, Van Dijk, Fabinho, Mane, Salah.
yeah, and not just that also, and I think he was hard done by because of the way he was forced out, and this is where obviously many Liverpool fans, it's been a huge talking point amongst Liverpool fans, is Klopp leaving because of the fact that FSG, they took him to the meeting room and they said, listen, Klopp, we're getting this structure back in place whether you like it or not. If you want to stay and be a part of it, we would love to have you, or we're not gonna sack you, but there won't be a place for you in this specific project. And that's what I think, me personally, that's what I think heavily influenced Klopp's decision to leave, because I think the decision, the club the owners looked at how transfers have been handled for the past 2 years, ever since Edwards left, and it's been absolutely shambolic.
Yeah.
Signings have been shambolic. Last season was an absolute joke. The fall off was ridiculous. The signings that we made this season, even though we did replenish our midfield, we signed players that are not Liverpool quality players. Gravenberch, Nunes, Endo, and I appreciate Endo for what he's done, don't get it twisted, but he's not someone that's going to take us to the next level. He's not a Rodri or Fabinho or Rice, for that matter. So what I'm saying is, I genuinely believe the club spoke to Klopp and they said, we
need to get back to basics.
We need to get back to basics. We need to re-implement the structure that was in place that allowed us to see all of this success with Edwards, with Julian Ward, and the whole team. If you want to be a part of that, great. If not, in a bit. I honestly think that's what happened.
Well, just like that.
And I think Klopp also,
I think the truth is somewhere in between, right?
Obviously, Klopp got fed up as well. He's tired, but
yeah, it definitely plays a big part that Klopp was genuinely tired. You could see it in his face, man. The guy is drained. He's been at it 9 years non-stop.
No, definitely.
He definitely needs a break, and I love him for what he's done. But yeah, what happened is FSG took a punt, right? They were like, Klopp is becoming powerful. He's an iconic figure at Liverpool. Will always be.
You can't just sack him, yeah.
No, and that's why Edwards left, because it was like, in a way, there was always difference of opinions, but maybe Klopp was always getting his way.
Because it's Klopp, and he's
yeah. So Edwards was like, "Why am I here?"
So he just left.
Yeah, professionally, it's business, man. It's business. There's no emotions about this. It's pure business and professionalism. And for FSG, were like, you know what, Jurgen Klopp, here's the keys. Become the manager, the sporting director, or you have the main say in all of these big decisions. And the coaching was given to Pep Linders, I think. And Klopp was managing all of the other sort of football operations. Yeah. Like, for example, Jörg Schmatke coming in the summer, that was Jurgen Klopp.
I saw he was working from like a beach. Do you remember that? What an idiot, man.
Like, it was Jurgen Klopp.
You know,
and we saw what happened with the Caicedo bit late in the window, the Romeo Lavia stuff. Like, it was a shambles, and it's not Liverpool. With us, it's like, we have a target. We're cutthroat. We get the target, and you won't hear about it until one day before. We were so efficient, and we knew how to execute transfer business so well. There was a complete structure in place.
Clubs looked up to us.
Yeah,
in terms of how we were run.
And there was a plan to continuously replenish the squad, so we can always challenge for the league. So we don't have seasons like last season where we fell off disgustingly and finished 5th and ended up playing in the Europa League. Like, that can't happen again. This is not Liverpool quality. This is not Liverpool standards, and we should not accept it as fans. I don't want one title every 30 years. Or I don't want to be happy just to challenge and be there. No, I want to win.
Let me throw a question.
And to do that, I'm sorry, there had to be a restructure, and this is where I think it's somewhere in between. Yes, Klopp wanted to leave, I think, a few years ago as well, but his missus convinced him, apparently. Remember that story when he signed a new contract?
We love you, Mrs. Klopp.
Yeah, but when, of course, he was tired, and I think he does need a break, but at the same time, yes, FSG did come to him and say, listen, man, this is the future. This is what we're looking to do. We're looking to get into the multi-club ownership. We're looking to bring back the likes of Michael Edwards, Julian Ward. Richard Hughes is going to be the sporting director.
Let me ask you something.
We want you to be a part of it. Would you want to be a part of it? Yeah. He said no.
Let me ask you. So, this is where, like, I'll always love Klopp, and I'll never, ever, be disrespectful towards.
But it was his fault why we became shit.
That's what I'm saying. I was going to ask you. So, you know,
in the last 2 seasons.
yeah, like I'll never ever disrespect that man. That man brought me the happiest years
we have
of
to
my
say
life.
it as it is.
No, he brought me the happiest years of my life. He got us competing again. We were a banter club, bro, for 20 years or 25 years. We were absolutely in the shadows.
Oh yeah.
The only thing we had to lean back on, which gave us credibility, is our history, bro. We were the history club, but now he got us competing. But I'm thinking of it, yeah, and I'm saying maybe we could have won another a title or two, another Champions League.
We should have,
but maybe because of Klopp's stubbornness and decision making and lack of cooperation with Edwards and the team, and him wanting to be loyal to donkeys like Henderson and I love like Milner. I'll never say that about Milner, but the reason why I call Henderson donkeys is because of the way he done that interview. You could do one.
What with the
the waste man for doing that. Maybe Klopp's loyalty to players and his emotional connection to players is why we flipping fell off, bro. We have to say it how it is.
Yeah.
I love the guy, but what are you looking for?
Do you have water?
Yeah.
Yeah, carry on, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, maybe because you know, maybe the fall off was not entirely.
Once our
Klopp's fault,
football
but-
operations and our data nerds and the likes of Michael Edwards left, it became a shambles.
Yeah,
it became a shambles.
Yeah, but
and
I'm not going to blame
evidence is
Klopp
last
100%.
season.
I'm not going to look. I don't think you can, hold Klopp responsible for that of the shambolic transfer strategy and last season 100%. Like obviously he definitely has some, he has to bear the responsibility of some of the errors that were made, but also some of these players, man, some of these freaking players have let him down on the pitch, bro, especially this year. I don't want to hear it. You can't. I know we're not going to talk about Darwin Núñez's finishing or Luis Diaz's finishing, but when you're 1-on-1 and you've got a clear-cut chance and you miss and you don't even get it on target, that's not Jurgen Klopp's fault, or the fact that there's no footballing what's it called? There's no director of football in place or transfer strategy.
Yeah,
that's not down. You can't blame Klopp and the club for players that can't finish, but ultimately Klopp did bring him in.
Yeah, exactly. So, based on all of these let's say events that were happening, it's clear like the FSG wanted to get back to what was working, and
it's gonna work, bro. Watch us.
And I'm confident. I am feeling so confident. Like, I know it's going into the unknown. We're used to Jurgen Klopp. Arne Slot, no one was speaking about him.
Literally, I did not know.
No one knew that he was going to come in. So I think that it's going to be interesting, but I'm really looking forward to it because, listen, man, with these guys back in, we saw what they were doing. These guys are the best in the business at what they do. These guys were sought after by the top clubs in Europe.
Yeah.
And the fact that they are back here running football operations, I think we're going to win more than what we won.
I sincerely hope so.
I think so.
I sincerely hope so. And I really, I'm a very pessimistic football fan. So I'm always going to be, I try my best to be positive, but, Arne Slot, okay, look, he has achieved some praiseworthy achievements in the Dutch league, but again, it's a Dutch league and it's shit. Look at Ten Hag. And you got that thing where most Dutch managers that have come to the Premier League have flopped. But that doesn't mean that Arne Slot's gonna
flop.
Is gonna fail miserably. But what I would say, man, what gives me ease and comfort and reassurance is the old boys are back in town, man.
Yeah,
the big boys are back in town.
Yes.
So I hope we're competing at the highest level where we belong in the coming years, and that leaves us with Villa, man.
I don't even know. Like we're with Villa, we've guaranteed.
It's meaningless. Yeah.
Champions League is guaranteed. It's mathematically impossible to win the league now. But if you did believe that we were going to win it before what City won yesterday at Fulham, then I feel sorry for you. But I think it's just a nice day out at Villa Park.
Yeah,
we'll get a nice football game on. Unai Emery plays good football. Jurgen Klopp wants to play good football, so it'll be a good spectacle.
They'll be up for it.
I'm going to enjoy it.
They'll be up for it because they need to secure. They haven't guaranteed. Even though they're fourth now,
Yeah.
they haven't secured Champions League football just yet. Even though they're most likely going to do it.
I mean, if
they're
we
gonna be up
lose,
for it.
and if we obviously, I don't want to lose. I want Klopp to go out on a what's it called? A good
on a high.
and yeah, on a good feeling, on a high with us winning games. But like, I couldn't care less, man. Like, I really don't care what. I'm not. I want us to win, but there's nothing to play
We're
for.
not gonna-
Let's just enjoy it. It's a day out at Villa Park, and then it will be the Klopp's final game against Wolves on probably Sunday.
Yeah.
And this is where the tears come out. This is where the memories start coming in. This is where the thank yous are said.
Yeah.
And this is where we send Klopp off in the best way possible. And hopefully we'll try and film a reaction to that next week. So
After we,
After-
empty several tissue boxes now. I'm joking.
yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
It's gonna be emotional, man. But you know what? It's gonna be really upsetting. I remember especially when we lost against Fulham. Not Fulham, against Everton. I was watching clips of when we were dominating Europe, when we, the 4-0 against Barcelona, when we won the league. Just the way we were playing football, is something absolutely. It's absolutely remarkable, and it's a memory that I'll treasure for the rest of my life. The way Klopp brought life back to this football club, and he brought a philosophy back to this football club. He brought, he made us contenders again, and we won everything under that, man. So it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be gut wrenching, man. I'm gonna be upset, but I would say there's a part of me that's, looking forward to embrace the future.
Yes, absolutely. So, yeah, guys, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment. If you agree, disagree with what we said, please let us know. And we will see you again very, very soon.
Love.